them warm. I like them warm.
That's second to me.
I would put them in a microwave for about 10 seconds. You don't want to fool around with a microwave. You don't want to go 30 seconds, then the cookie's all over the microwave. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Nats confuse me. Indiana bails on Notre Dame, and horse racing's Triple Crown could be done. But we begin today with Tarik Skubal making his debut start for the Dodgers tonight. Skubal will go against your Cubs, Wilbon, who added starting pitching at the trade deadline, and Kevin Gossman from Toronto and Clay Holmes from the Mets. Wilbon, which of these teams just put more on the line to win a title this year?
The Cubs. The Dodgers didn't put anything on the line. They look. I'm not saying the players they traded away aren't of value and aren't highly rated. They're also, like everybody else, finding some change in the crevices of your sofa. The Dodgers have more change. They have more of everything. They're not going to miss these guys because they do such a great job of scouting and developing.
That's right.
That when it comes time to do something like go to trade deadline and let's go.
It's not just the major league team. They got teams up and down
all the way
line.
down.
Yeah.
Triple, double, single, whatever it is, they got it. So the Cubs, in acquiring Gossman and Holmes, this is a big deal. I called you yesterday early because I was excited just about the Gossman news. The Holmes news comes later. The Cubs have had so many pitchers injured. By the way, Zephyr John from the Angels, fireballing, as we used to say, relief pitcher out of the bullpen, with Palencia just coming back from season-long set of injuries. That's going to help. But when you get those starters to join Cabrera and the starters the Cubs have, who the Cubs have done marvelously to stay in this. They put it on the line in a way I am not familiar with the Cubs putting it all on the line to go after it now.
This is what I love most about the show. It is the most Chicago-centric show in the history of ESPN.
New York-centric as well.
I really like that. No, Chicago-centric. Look, I like what the Cubs did. They got 40 starters on the IL, so they went and got some starters. They did the right thing. And you are correct that the Dodgers don't need Tarik Skubal. They won 2 World Series in a row without him. But what they did was strategic. They said, we're going to deny other teams that can beat us the chance to get Skubal. So it applies to the Phillies, and it applies to the Cubs, and it applies to the Braves, and it applies to the Brewers. Yes, because Brewers, if you're in a 2 of 3 series or a 3 of 5 series, what you don't want is to have to go against Skubal and Mizorowski. So what the Dodgers did was both offensive and defensive. I will tell you what surprised me. That deal was done on Saturday. The trade deadline was Monday. I understand these are good prospects. Maybe they're the greatest prospects in the world, but they're prospects. They're not everyday players right now. I was surprised that the Tigers didn't wait another 36 or 40 hours and see if a National League team would throw some everyday players at them as well as prospects.
Tony,
that surprised me.
What's interesting is that in looking at all these assessments and grading processes for who did well, who didn't do so well, which we'll get into in a second here, the Brewers don't have the kind of prospects.
They didn't do anything.
Well, they did a little something, but they don't have the kind of prospects that the Dodgers do. So to me, this is overstated, this whole notion that other teams would step in. They can't step in because they're not as wealthy as the Dodgers in terms of resources.
Some teams are. Well, the Yankees, for example, if they wanted them or something like that.
The Yankees got pitching.
Look. I just don't want to hear, and I know you agree with me about this. What? I don't want to hear that this is terrible because the Dodgers just bought Skubal. No. They are renting him for 2 to 3 months.
They can buy him.
And they can buy him. He's going to get a king's ransom from somebody, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily them. It doesn't mean that.
They all could have done something. They decided not to, and that might have been prudent. But this whole Dodgers ruining baseball.
No, they don't. They don't ruin it. They're better than others.
Speaking of, the Dodgers and my Cubs weren't the only trade deadline buyers. Boston added Adley Rutschman from the Orioles, stunning us and everybody else. The AL leading Rays traded for right-hander Freddie Peralta and catcher Liam Hicks. The Padres added 2 arms in Robbie Ray and Casey Mize. And even the Pirates got in on the action a little bit, acquiring bullpen arms, including Luke Weaver. Tone, beyond the Dodgers and Cubs, who made the most impressive moves at the deadline to you?
Okay, I would start with the Red Sox, who, by the way, swept the Dodgers recently. I would start with them for getting Rutschman. Rutschman is a switch-hitting catcher, a multi-time All-Star, at one point the overall #1 pick in the draft. And the Red Sox were terrible defensively and terrible offensively at catcher. So even if you don't think that Rutschman is the great player you thought he was going to be, he's better than what the Red Sox had. Yeah. And he's 28 and he's in his prime. And I think that was the #1 move. The #2 move for me in terms of teams was the Padres. The Padres acquired starting pitching. They acquired Ray, right? Who else did they get?
Robbie Ray, Casey Mize from Detroit.
So this is an important concept to me because a few weeks ago, I think they were under 500. I think people thought they were dead. Now they are renewed with starting pitching and the fact that Tatis and Machado are hitting the ball very well now. The one thing that jumps out at me, these two teams, is this. These were trades within the division. That never happened. It just doesn't happen.
No.
If I'm an Orioles fan, if I'm a Giants fan, I am livid at my team for trading within the division.
Well, we're going to get back to the Orioles in a second, but let me go to the Padres for a second. Because what they're doing is adding Robbie Ray and Casey Mize to Michael King. Walker Buehler has not been lately what he's been, what he was even earlier this season, like in June. And they didn't give up Mason Miller.
No.
And the Padres, let me just mention, the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Cubs, they might look at the Dodgers and go, ugh. The Padres don't give a damn. The Padres have eliminated the Dodgers in recent years from the playoffs. So I think that was impressive. Phillies, am I the only person left in the world who likes Luis Ariz and would put him in a lineup, particularly in front of Schwarber, to set up Schwarber to have like 100 more
Let me ask you a question. He wins a batting title every year. And gets traded every year.
Yes.
What is the deal with this guy?
You know what the deal is? These GMs and what they value. What they value.
He gets on base. You got on base. Tony Gwynn got on base. So I wonder, I wonder why he is traded all the time. You know who else did very well? Cleveland did very well. Let me tell you Cleveland. Cleveland got...
Buster Olney shot Cleveland his favorite of American League teams.
Foster Griffin from the Nats. They got Nathaniel Lowe from Cincinnati. And Joe Adell is a great fielder.
Yes.
They got him from the Angels. I think they're going to win the division.
I'll give you another one. Tampa, which usually stands pat. They don't have a lot of money to spend.
They don't have money.
They got Freddie Peralta and Liam Hicks.
Freddie Peralta was a disaster with the Mets. A disaster.
But, so change of scenery can't help a guy like Freddie Peralta, who you've seen it from before.
It might be.
And Tampa's already leading the division.
And it might be easier to play in Tampa than in New York City.
It might be easy.
Let's stay with the trade deadline, but move from winners to losers. I'm going to unload on my Washington Nationals when it's my turn here. But Wilbon, which team other than the Nats, stay away from the Nats, do you think made the least of the trade deadline?
We started with the Orioles. I mean, Russman, how do you get rid of a guy who led you to 101 victories, whatever it was, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the guy. You drafted him. He's the linchpin. He's the guy you build around. And then you go, and never mind. We're going to start over again. And it was interesting watching Baltimore's brass try to defend this, because if I'm a fan, and I've heard from a few.
I'm not going back if I'm a fan. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I'd be upset. Atlanta did essentially nothing.
Did nothing.
Which is sort of weird. Maybe they're not
I thought Milwaukee did
of
nothing.
The Dodgers. Well, but Milwaukee, Tony, here's the difference. They already have Kyle Harrison to go with the flamethrower.
Yeah, Ms. Rice.
And Kyle Harrison's like 8-2 with a decent ERA. I'm okay. They're rebuilding. By the way, they got Dusty May to add to that. I'm okay with what Milwaukee did. I think Milwaukee's a threat to the Dodgers.
They're an absolute threat to the Dodgers, but they
were already rebuilding.
But they let the Dodgers go past them when they allowed them to get Tarek Skubal, and they didn't fight that. There's one other team I'll mention before I get to the Nats. The New York Mets traded 8 players.
8 major leaguers.
That's almost 30% of their entire roster. What a sinkhole that must be. And now I will talk about the Nats. The Nats recently, they traded Meade, their third baseman. Then 2 days ago, on Sunday, I believe, they traded Luis Garcia to the Yankees, who immediately hit a home run in his first game for the Yankees. Between them this year, they had 40 home runs and 124 RBI to now. That's not replaced by anybody because they got no everyday players. They've also vacated first base and third base. They got nobody to play those positions. Then they trade the best pitcher they had this year. Foster Griffin was 12-3. And the Nats, on the All-Star team, the Nats were 16-6 in the games he started. Okay. They got back no everyday players. None.
You got those 4 prospects,
not 4,
right-handed.
9 pitchers. They traded for 9 pitchers. What does that tell you? What it should tell you is their pitching stinks, particularly their bullpen.
Not the one they traded away.
As if on cue yesterday. Do you know what happened when they played? They're up 3-0 in the 7th inning.
Because I needed you to beat the Phillies because we're in
the pitcher out. 3-0 lead in the 7th with 2 on. They bring in Cosgrove. Walks the first batter, grand slam, see you around. They bring in the next inning beater. Walks the first batter, home run. They lose 6-3. They got 9 guys. Just give me 2 of them to get 1 out. because their bullpen stinks.
And yet, all we hear about on the show is the Cubs. Wow. The
Well, you talk about the
Nationals
Cubs.
yesterday was as exercised as I have heard you.
Just
I'm going to use a word to
It's
describe how
dreadful.
long
9
it's
pitches.
been. Ever. You were nuts. You were nuts yesterday. Look, I agree with you.
We just lost first
Your
base and
team
third base.
Gave away people. Let me ask you something. Why the hell should anybody go out there and watch now, giving away your hottest hitter, not your best hitter, and your hottest pitcher?
Well,
and
the hottest hitter had been C.J. Abrams over the last month.
All right.
But Garcia was right there. You know why you'd go? Because this Saturday night is Hawaiian shirt and shorts night.
Good.
You get free. I want those.
That's it.
Are you paying attention to me?
Yeah.
I want those.
No, they're not.
Let's take a break. Coming up are Kirk Cignetti and Indiana ducking Notre Dame.
Of course they are. And it's horse racing's Triple Crown over as we know it. Of course it is.
We are always trading today for tomorrow, and tomorrow
Dude,
never comes.
You had a pretty
You
good
traded
season.
for today.
You're like a game and a half out of the third wild
Very
card spot.
surprising.
What are you doing?
We overachieved, and then we got swept in Atlanta. and
Where's
boom.
Rizzo? Where's the GM who put the World Series team out
He's
there?
not the GM now. It is time to sift through the sludge of your emails. I'll put on my glasses, and I will get the first one. You ready?
Hawaiian shirt? Really?
Yeah, Hawaiian shirt and shorts. Not just shirt, and shorts, pal.
Right.
College football scheduling, bigger deal that USC will play Notre Dame again or that Indiana will not?
Well, USC and Notre Dame are reportedly resuming their series, which went forever. It's not going to start till 2030. I guess it goes 4 years, so through 2033. That's great. Meanwhile, Indiana is being reported as the villain in this, basically saying we're not playing Notre Dame anymore.
That's right.
Let me just tell you this. I live next to Indiana, okay, neighbor of Indiana.
Going to be the home of your Bears soon.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it will.
And you know what? Indiana Notre Dame doesn't matter a damn to anybody. I can't even picture them on the same field because they never played. It wasn't important. USC Notre Dame is important. That's of value in America in college football. Indiana, let me tell you something else about Indiana. And Cignetti did a wonderful job. What they did last season.
Tremendous.
It's just
tremendous.
Indiana's not a football power. Indiana's going to go back to being what Indiana was. I don't mean bad. No. Indiana won't matter. Indiana is irrelevant to college football season. So Indiana Notre Dame is irrelevant. Notre Dame SC, very relevant.
Yeah, so we have a slight disagreement here. Personally, I think that USC and Notre Dame should play every year because they are great programs, traditional legacy
agree
programs.
On that. What disagreement?
I also sort of think that Indiana should play Notre Dame for the rights to brag in the state, although Purdue is in the same state. Yeah. But still, but the point here, the bigger thing to me is Indiana for this reason. Kurt Cignetti, all power to Kurt Cignetti for what he did, but he ducks any good team non-conference. This is who we played last year, non-conference. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, 1AA. This year, North Texas, Howard, 1AA, Western Kentucky. You always make fun of the SEC. You say they don't schedule anybody. Do you know the SEC has a rule?
Indiana?
The SEC has a rule that you have to play one Power.
They do now.
One Power 4 conference. Obviously, the Big Ten does not. I just think this is weak on the part of Indiana. Weak.
It is weak, so we don't disagree. All I'm saying is Indiana Notre Dame ain't relevant.
Okay.
Can you picture their two teams and their jerseys on a field together? No.
Not like USC. No.
Exactly.
USC.
Indiana, more power to them, except give me an over-under on Indiana's record this year. What do you think they're going to be?
I'd say they win at least 8. At least 8. At least 8.
I'm tempted to go under. Horse racing. Oh, this is just for you.
Thank you.
Is it fair for the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes to cut out the Preakness?
Okay, so this is what has happened. Churchill Downs has got a partnership with the New York Racing Association or New York Racing
Belmont
Authority.
People?
Well, not just the Belmont people, the entire state. They're going to put together a series of races, it seems to me, in 1 year to crown a 3-year-old champion. And the 6 races that are going to be involved in that are the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont, the Travers, the Jim Dandy, the Matt Winn, and a championship race to be held at Churchill Downs. Not the Preakness.
No Pimlico, baby.
No, not the Preakness.
$500 million.
There is still a Triple Crown, and there is still a Preakness. But who's going to run in the Preakness? No trainer is going to run his horse in the Preakness 2 weeks after the Derby when you can wait 5 weeks and get to the Belmont and be part of this series. So what has happened, in effect, is Pimlico has been cut out,
Yeah.
and the Preakness has been cut out,
Yeah.
and the Triple Crown has actually been destroyed, and it's deliberate.
Okay.
It's deliberate.
So this is basically somebody just taking the shiv.
Yes.
Because they already did it to themselves. They were already dying. They don't run anyway. There wasn't a trainer worth a damn because they didn't want to run in Pimlico.
2 weeks after. They should have gone first Saturday, May,
and
June, July.
because they didn't,
they're done.
They helped the marginalizing of self.
Yes.
They did it to themselves. What did Maryland, the state I live in, just spend to redo
like $485 million
like $500 million, and now it's over.
Yeah. No, unless
what?
they pull a rabbit out of a hat and
money,
they
who's
reschedule.
coming to get them?
I don't know. What's the most important thing for the layperson in horse racing?
The Triple Crown.
The Triple Crown.
But it hasn't existed, Tony.
3 years.
Every
4
year
years.
I call you and go, where are your horses in Pimlico?
No, it's
not there.
It's been recent, but there is a schedule fix that you can make.
Good.
An easy one. You know why this happens?
These people cut
because
them out.
unlike czars of basketball and football and hockey and baseball, there's nobody like that in horse racing. There's nobody with the authority to say, this is what we'll do and this is why we're going to do it. That's enough email. Let's take one last break, but still to come, FIFA boss Gianni Infantino could lose his job.
While Mauricio Pochettino keeps his. No czar in Indiana to tell Notre Dame you got to play. Tell Indiana you got to play Notre Dame. No czar there.
Did I mention Hawaiian shirt and shorts night? Did I mention how much? Happy time, people. Happy belated 101st birthday, Marv Levy.
Marv.
That's right, 101. This was yesterday. The Hall of Fame coach of the Buffalo Bills is the only NFL coach to go to 4 straight Super Bowls and, of course, the only one to lose all 4. Levy is in such good health that he attended a sports memorabilia convention this past weekend where Joe Theismann posted this picture of the two of them.
Two of our faves.
Bills' current coach, Joe Brady, paid tribute to Levy at the start of training camp by repeating one of Levy's favorite sayings, quote, when it's too hard for them, it's just right for us, unquote. Coincidentally, Levy coached at William & Mary and Brady played there decades apart. Now they have the same job title, but Brady has miles to go before approaching Levy's accomplishments.
Marv Levy, proud Chicagoan.
Is that right?
And the day after graduating from South Shore High School, he enlisted in the Air Force. And one of the many trillion great things about Marv Levy is he would caution people never to compare football to war. Right. Which is, you know, coaches want to do that stuff all the time. Marv Levy, no, don't do it. Great man.
Happy anniversary, Masato Akamatsu. On this day 16 years ago, the center fielder of the Hiroshima Carp in the Japan League made this amazing Spider-Man-like climb up a wall to rob Shiuchi Murata of a home run. Look at this catch. No, really, look at this catch. In his entire 14-year career in Japan, Akamatsu won only 1 Gold Glove. It was in this year. It was probably for this catch. Akamatsu played 939 games, mostly in center field, made only 6 errors. Batted .246 for the Hanshin Tigers and the Hiroshima Carp, stealing 163 bases. Look, the Bo Jackson catch is great. It's great. This one is actually better. Seriously, how did he do this?
So I think we're both going to go greatest catch of all time on this.
Certainly
we've seen. Well, wait. Mays, 1954, back to home plate.
So then we're going to talk greatest catches of all time in certain hemispheres.
Okay,
that's the way we're
fair.
going to do it.
That's fair.
Happy trails to Gianni Infantino's plan to sell off part of FIFA. That didn't last long.
No.
Federations around the world and even executives within FIFA rebuked Infantino's desire to sell off a chunk of the World Cup to private investors, and the project has now been scuttled. The only question remaining is if Infantino will get to keep his job. The White House reportedly backs him. But countries like England and Finland have declared a lack of faith. And the president of Jordan's Soccer Association today accused FIFA of blackmail by withholding funds and support unless Jordan endorsed Infantino. This has gotten really ugly really fast, Wilbon.
The other question is this. How long before somebody reintroduces this in a different form? It's going to happen.
Because you think everybody takes the money.
Yes.
And I think what UEFA did is Churchillian.
Wait.
It was moral.
Both things
it was
can be
correct.
true. It was moral. And now, how soon before somebody reintroduces it with a little different twist?
Not before next week.
You don't believe in greed?
No, I think greed is there, but I just don't think this is it.
Okay.
I think UEFA stand is correct. Let's go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
New Bears safety Kobe Bryant is out 8 to 10 weeks after hyperextending his knee. Cause for concern?
Big offseason acquisition, yes, but we thought it could be a lot worse news than it is. So we're going to get him back early in the season, we hope. Mauricio Pochettino is on board as head of the U.S. men's soccer team through next World Cup. Okay by you.
It's the most Chicago-centric show of all time. Yes, it's okay by me. It's good by me. I think he deserves another chance. Okay. Falcons running back Bijan Robinson has reportedly agreed to a 3-year deal worth $51 million guaranteed. That's significant.
These guys aren't just running backs. They're weapons offensively. Use them and pay them. Alex Ayala upset top-seeded Jess Pagula in the D.C. Open final right here yesterday. Yeah. Big deal?
I think it is a big deal. She is the greatest Filipino tennis player of all time, and she's only 21 years old.
21,
yeah, I think, yeah. Last one, Cleveland's expansion WNBA team will be called the Sirens. Do you like it?
Yeah, why not? It's hard to come up with nicknames now. They're all
it's not the sirens of a car. It is the sirens who tempt people on the sea. It's from the Odyssey. Those sirens.
English major, don't show off.
Who, me? We're out of time. Try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser. Let me get the flag.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. Your Sports Center.
Hire Josh.